Hey guys, and welcome to today's tutorial. This is how to sew a zipper series. I'm now going to show you guys how to sew on a zipper fly. There are two ways of attaching that, but this is my favorite way and this is the first one I am going to show you guys. Okay, what we have here is our trouser pattern. Right now is a pair of shorts, but you can extend it to make it a trouser, and this is the fly area. Okay, and I've done mine like this because let's say I don't want to have a zipper fly, I can just fold it over like this and sew straight basically. Okay, but if I do want a zipper fly, I can do this. Okay, all right, let me show you what we have cut out. Now these are the pair of pants that I'm making. This is the front part, so this is the part of the trouser that has been cut out for the zipper fly. This is the front bit, and as you can see, it can see the angle to show you that we have cut out the zipper fly. Okay, and usually I like to give 2.5 inches starting here, and it usually tapers in, not so much, but it comes this way. Okay, so that is what I have cut here. Okay, now the next thing we're going to do is iron on some interfacing on this part and this back part. Okay, because this is going to be an area of high stress, because you're going to be opening and closing your zipper every time you want to put on your trousers, so it needs interfacing so that it can keep up with the wear and tear that is going to happen there. Okay, let me go iron it on and I'll come back. Okay guys, so I have gone on and ironed on my interfacing on both sides. Okay, then I know you can't see it right now, but this is our stitching line. Okay, the line that came in from here, and this is where it stops. So this stitching line is actually our seam allowance, right? So in joining up the front and the back, you sew up your seam allowance to this point, and from here on out you use a basting stitch, because this is where we're going to be attaching our zip. Okay, now another thing that we're going to need to do is to snip into one part of this pants so that we can open it up like this and attach our zip. Now as you can see, the zipper is longer than the area that we are given for our zip opening, but it doesn't matter, we can always just cut it off when we're done. But yeah, this is it. So there are two things we can do. As you can see, when the zipper is sewn on, it will open up like this. This is the left, this is the right. Okay, so when you're attaching your zipper, depending on your preference, if you want it to open up on the right, you are going to attach your zipper on the left. If you want it to open up on the left, you attach your zipper on the right. Okay, all right, let's get to sewing on the zipper. Okay guys, so before we start up with the tutorial, I just want to give a quick word about fly front zippers and lapped zippers. They are one and the same thing. It's just that a fly front zipper has this curve to it, but a lapped zipper is just the seam allowance. And honestly, this curve here is just to give it that J stitching on the front when you're sewing your fly front zipper. It's just so that there's something for that J to hold on to. If not, it's exactly the same thing. It's the same sequence of sewing and everything. So you could either call this a fly front zipper or a lapped zipper. And another thing I forgot to mention that we'll need is the cover for the zipper. right, which is just, it's cut on fold. I'll show you. It's cut on the fold. We are going to interface it, and basically it is just this whole part here plus some seam allowance. Okay, so basically this plus some seam allowance, and it will end where the zipper will end. Okay, right, let's get started. So we are now at the sewing machine, and I just want to show you guys what I'm doing. So like I said, I want my zipper to open up on the right hand side, so I will pin it to the left, and I'm just taking the whole zipper and pinning it next to the sewing line that we made, this white sewing line. Okay, I'm just making sure that the edge of this zip touches the stitching line here. Okay, and also don't put this at the top like this. Remember, you're going to attach your waistband or facing, so you need to give room for your seam allowance up there. Okay, so I'm just going to pin everything down. So now, as you can see with the pinning, like I said, I gave the seam allowance at the top. Then for here, I stopped at where this last pin is, at the point of where this white thread is, which is where the opening we have for our zip. Okay, and another thing, I'm only attaching this to the part of the fly that comes out this way. I am not pinning the actual body of the trouser, just on the fly part that comes out this way. And so using a regular stitch, I'm going to stitch down this way as close to the zip as I can. Okay, and for that we have actually changed our foot to a zipper foot. Okay, just so that everything is neat and nice. Okay, let's start sewing. So now that we have sewn that, this is what it looks like. Okay, and just because this zipper has a big zipper head, I had to zip it down while I was sewing. So now that we have sewn it on just this fly front side, I will now turn it around like this. Okay, and top stitch down this way. Very simple. Just top stitch it down this way. So guys, I have now stitched, bring it to the light, I have now stitched down this zipper here, and remember, don't go past the point that we have for the length of the zipper that we want. Okay, I know it's hard to see, but if you look very well, you can see the top stitching, and at the back there are 2 rows of stitching, but they're almost on top of one another, and that is actually the look we are going for. Okay, so now leaving it as it is like this, I will then take the other fly part, put it over this, and actually open up our trouser or shorts or jeans, whatever you're making. Okay, and open it up this way. Now obviously this will be better sewn before you sew up your whole trouser, but I was in a, should we say, mad rush to get this trouser done. So I will turn this over like this and pin it down. So as you can see, I've pinned it down, and our next step is going to be to sew that J curve. Now there is no right or wrong way for that curve to look. It depends on your zip and your preference actually. Okay, just make it just a little bit skinny. But the most important thing is that you need to give, like, this is our zipper teeth here, I can feel it. so you can't sew over that until you get to the very end here when you want to curve. And actually your stitching has to catch some of the zipper tape on the other side. Okay, those are the only two things you need to adjust for. All right, so we will go back to the sewing machine and sew that up. So as you can see, we have sewn that J curve. Okay, now the next thing we will do is to take out the basting stitch that to hold the front parts together. Okay, okay guys, we have achieved our fly front. As you can see, it opens up and stops there and close back up. So like this, now we have sewn up our fly front. Only one more step remaining, then I'll show you guys. This is a zipper cover or fly shield, as it's called, or I forgot what it's called. So doing that, to sew that up, we will just turn our pants around. Okay, so now that we flipped our zip around to attach the shield, the zipper shield or whatever it's called, we will now make sure that this folded edge is on the side of the J curve. Okay, all right, just make sure it covers everything nicely. Make sure it gets to the top, because it is going to also be sewn into the seam allowance, and we will just pin to hold it in place. So now that we have pinned everything down, we will turn it this way again. So I will turn everything around, open this up, and sew another row of top stitching as much as I can on top of where we have already stitched. Okay, just so that there isn't another row of top stitching here. But if you want to, you can do that if you like. So we will just go ahead and do that now. So I know from here you guys can't see what I have sewn, but I will turn it to the back and you can see the stitch go down right here. Okay, then after that, after we have sewn on this, we will now attach this bottom bit. So this J curve here, we want to attach all three of them together. Okay, it's just going to be a little stitch just from here so that it catches the zip and both sides of this fly. It holds everything together so that when you're zipping up and down, it doesn't go further than that. Okay, so we will just do that now. So I don't know if you can see, but we have sewn that down. There isn't that space that was there anymore. And yeah guys, this is exactly how you sew your, I'm gonna cut this off because I know it's not going to fray because we have stopped the zipper here. Okay, then I feel like this part is too much, so I'm going to trim it down a bit. Then you can go in with your serger or overlocker, and some people just serge that to this flap here. But yeah, we have sewn a zipper fly guys, and you open it up and you have that shield in there for you. Okay, that is what it looks like. And yeah guys, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. It was a quick one, but one that I know people really wanted to see, whether it's the lapped zipper or the fly front zipper, whichever you choose to call it. And like, comment, subscribe, tell me if you used it or not, and I'll see you guys in the next video.